Well, hello, everyone. My name is MightyStream. I'm going to do your February the 23rd just for today in a meditation. You can reach me at recoveryofhope21@gmail.com. Let's go ahead and get into the meditation without any further ado. Okay, it is entitled Messages and Messengers. Anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities. That comes from Tradition 12. The 12th tradition reminds us of the importance of putting principles before personalities. In recovery meetings, this might be paraphrased, "Don't shoot the messenger." We often get the message confused with the messenger and negate what someone shares at a meeting because we have a personality conflict with the person speaking. If we are having problems with what certain people have to share at meetings, we might want to seek the guidance of our sponsor. Our sponsor can help us concentrate on what's being said rather than who's saying it. Our sponsor can also help us address the resentments that may be keeping us from acknowledging the value of some particular person's recovery experience. It is surprising how much more we can get out of meetings when we allow ourselves to do as our 12th tradition suggests, focusing on recovery principles rather than personalities. Just for today, I will practice the principle of anonymity in today's in a meeting. I will focus on the message of recovery, not the personality of the messenger. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Please and thank you. Principles before personalities is a biggie. And let me explain to you why I say that. The majority of us do not get this right perfectly. If 50% of the time, that would be a miracle. We aim for putting principles before personalities. It's quite normal for us to judge people by what we see them doing. Action speaks louder than words. So what happens for us some of the time is it takes us quite a little bit of time to adjust ourselves to this spiritual value of being able to have anonymity, disconnecting the person's personality from what it is they're saying. Have you ever heard someone say, "Do as I say and not as I do"? Of course you have. And that's because the person saying it realizes that even if they're aiming for an excellent spirit, right? Even if they're aiming for applying spiritual principles and values, and they know that they drop the ball from time to time, and they're forewarning you. What I'm saying has really high value, spiritually speaking. But what I do, I fall short all the time. So do as I say and not as I do. Now, when it comes to our innate tendency to judge a person's character by what we see them doing, we have to really bring it home. We have to think about how many times did we intend to do the right thing? Did we intend to mind our own business? Did we intend not to gossip? cheat, steal, lie, yet we did it. So what happens is now I have an experience related to not being able to be the person that I aim to be, not being able to live up to spiritual principles the way that I want to. I have my own experience with that. How many times I've dropped the ball, how many times I've fallen and had to get back up again, embarrassed that other people are watching me the whole time talk about this spiritual life and not able to actually carry it out at times that it seems like it's the most important to me. Like I really have something to prove to people, which I don't, but I live my life so much of the time like I was trying to prove something. And it seems like, lo and behold, it would never fail. I would drop the ball. Now, I brought that home to me because when I bring it home to myself, when I think about myself, the difference sometimes between the message that I carry and the way that I behave, my personality, it makes it much easier to give that grace to someone else. There's a gentleman that comes to our meetings. He has, 38, 39 years clean without fail. When he walks into the meeting, because he is one of our predecessors here in this town, people take note when he walks in a meeting. He finds a chair at the table without fail. Very rarely will you find him sitting along the wall. He sits down, and after he gets settled, he closes his eyes and he puts his hand over his chest. If you watch him carefully, you'll see his mouth moving. He's saying like a short prayer, probably a serenity prayer, or just a prayer of gratitude. But literally, he sits during the whole meeting. I don't want to say the whole meeting. Anytime I've noticed, most of the meeting, with his eyes closed, nodding his head as he is listening to the message and not looking at the messenger. I want to challenge you to do that. Because if you're anything like me, there's certain people when they get ready to share, OMG, I don't want to hear it again. I don't want to pretend that I'm just actively listening to them again because it's going to be the same thing, just a different day. When I feel that way, I check myself very quickly because I can't tell you how many years it took me to get things right. I can't tell you how many years it took for me to actually humbly ask God to remove my shortcomings. And then to get to the point where I did enough work on my 8th and 9th step that my spirit was really, really free, enough to receive the relief from my shortcomings. Again, bringing it home, if it takes me that long, it's probably going to take some other people a while too to get it right. That's one of the beautiful things about Narcotics Anonymous. We come in here and we give ourselves a break and we give others a break too. I hope this meditation has been helpful for you today. And I hope that you have a beautiful day on purpose. I intend to. Talk to you soon.